Martin Shkreli is the hedge fund manager who has recently come under fire for raising the cost of the drug Diaprim from $13.50 to $750 per pill. Diaprim is a drug that can literally save lives, especially when it comes to AIDS patients or pregnant women who have fetuses that are at risk. The funny thing is that this isn't the first time Shkreli has done this. And I'm going to stop saying Shkreli because it makes my mouth do disgusting things. Shkreli. I'm just going to call him Shithead. Shithead did this last year too, raising the cost of a drug Retrophin, which is used to treat a rare kidney disorder, by about 20 times. Amusingly, Shithead went on to Reddit to defend himself for doing that. And when Redditors pointed out that people would literally die because they couldn't afford the drug, Shithead promised that he would look into it and make sure that people were still able to access the drug. Instead of doing that, he just went ahead and did the exact same thing to other drugs. After all of the recent bad publicity, Shithead decided to lower the cost of Diaprim again. But that doesn't really mean much considering that he's obviously a giant piece of shit, and he's probably just going to wait till people aren't looking anymore, and then he's going to find a different drug to do the exact same thing to. That's why this entire thing shouldn't be about one shithead at all. Don't get me wrong, I fully endorse the absolute bollocking he's received on social media, but in order to make things better, we have to address the root problem, which is that in the United States, we have almost no governmental oversight over pharmaceutical companies and their inflated prices. It's ridiculous that they are allowed to charge the prices that they're charging for pharmaceutical drugs, all while claiming that it's to fund research, but while spending that money on marketing and just leaving it to the National Institutes of Health to do the bulk of the research for them. I say all this as someone who has often been accused of being a shill for Big Pharma because I talk about how homeopathy is bullshit and how many chiropractors are dangerous quacks. But I can still criticize the pharmaceutical industry because, unfortunately, there is a lot to criticize them for, and I wish that other people would do that as well. So before you assume that the issue is solved just because Shkreli lowered the cost of one medication, realize that there's at least one other medication out there he jacked up and didn't lower and that you probably never even heard about. And there are also other sociopathic douchebags in the pharmaceutical industry that are prioritizing their bottom line over people's lives, and you probably haven't heard about them either. And so the only real reason to combat this is to go up against the pharmaceutical lobby. And the only way to do that is by electing politicians who aren't in the pocket of major corporations. Christ, this just turned into a Bernie Sanders video, didn't it?